Hey guys, it's John from Calling to Serve, and we've got another short story here. This is courtesy from Martian Girl on Reddit, and it begins like this. This just happened, and it's a small act, but it was so kind. I have PTSD and haven't really had the courage to interact with any of my apartment neighbors in the year I've lived here, but I ordered a few groceries from Instacart today. I heard my phone tell me they were delivered, but had just fallen asleep after having an emotionally draining morning. 2 hours later, I'm awakened by knocking on my door. I instinctively brace myself, instinct reaction, and checked my security cameras. I didn't recognize the man on the crutches knocking at my door, and it took me a moment to wake up and realize that it was just one of my neighbors knocking to remind me that my groceries were waiting just outside of my door. So simple and so kind. And I have no way to thank this person because they had gone into their unit before I finally went to my door. Thank you, stranger. Man, I really like this story just because if you look at it from the neighbor's perspective, I mean, he saw something. And how many times do we pass by something and we don't do anything? We don't say anything. But he did. He took the time out of his day, and he could have just said, yeah, mistakes happen, or maybe they need to leave it out there or something, or they're like planning to get it later, and oh well, it's too bad. Or someone else could say something, but he did. He ended up going to the door, knocked on the door, and tried to relay that message, in case these groceries were actually forgotten, and in case they actually were. And the obvious point too is his mobility is limited. He's on crutches. He can't walk as fast. He's going to take more time out of his day, and it's more work for him to actually do this task than if he's at 100%. So, he sacrificed his well-being and comfort, and he's just like, you know what? This is important. I'm going to do it, and he did it. So that is just a really awesome thing. Realizing that we can sacrifice of ourselves for the benefit of someone else. And I think that really brings the message even more powerfully that you're caring about somebody, is that if you're sacrificing something for them, it's just so much more valuable, I think, as a recipient of that. And just a couple things, with Martian Girl, it's like, she had an emotionally draining day. She's, probably not feeling all that great. And so, I think knee-jerk reactions, if we're helping someone, we can take a step back and think, hey, like, maybe they're in a similar situation, or like they're maybe struggling, or their brain is somewhere else, and they may respond in a way where we're not expecting, or it may be almost disappointing. Like they'll say something that you just weren't expecting, or maybe even could be very quick and abrasive, but it's not necessarily meant that way. There was no contact in this story here. But just kind of keeping that in mind, where there can be scenarios where we're going to get responses or not get responses in this case that we weren't expecting, and just love them through this scenario. Despite the unexpected responses, that we are here because we want to serve them.